Hey, all, and welcome to the Voices of Logistics Planet podcast, where we explore the many layers of the logistics world through the real stories from the people keeping it moving. Yeah, and today episode is a bit different and a very important one, I would say. We are joined by Mohammed, who recently began working as a public transport driver here in Lithuania. And now, while seeing a bus driver from Ghana might not raise eyebrows in many parts of the world, in Lithuania, it's still quite uh, unfamiliar and new thing. So, and with that comes a mix of curiosity, challenges, and of course, maybe even hard truths. So, Mohammed, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
So to kickstart, how did you find your way to Lithuania? What brought you here? Could you shoot your short story here?
Um, First, let me greet your listeners and your viewers on this podcast. And it's a very good privilege for us to be part of your podcast. Um, how
Thanks.
we find our way to Lithuania and working as a public bus drivers. Um, let's say we started all along from Ghana as bus drivers, and we were working hard until there was this advertisement and opportunity from an agency from Ghana who was hiring people to work in Lithuania. So I decided to give it a try. I applied and we went through all the necessary requirements and documentation, and we were blessed to be here.
Nice. So for how long already you're working in Lithuania?
I've been here for uh, 20 months now.
Great. So you're not a newcomer, yeah? So
No, I'm
what
not a
was your
newcomer.
so what was your first day behind the wheel here? Did you notice people reacting? Because in Lithuania is quite conservative country, and haven't seen a lot of foreigners from Ghana and other parts of Africa. So how was your first day here? First
Uh,
days, maybe not first day, but first days.
my first day of driving a bus, a public bus, um, was an experience because you just get to a bus stop, and when everybody enters the bus, they begin to look at you, and they look at you in a kind of way they are surprised to see a black person driving and it was a mixed feelings because when they were so surprised, some will even come to you and say, "Can we take a picture?" whilst you are driving, and you have to take a picture with them because you need to create a very good impression on yourself. So we kept having this experience with the people, and they were surprised, and it was fun because some wanted to even ride with us at all times.
Okay, so are you still feeling this after 20 months, or it's already becoming a thing that they are that the your customers are becoming too familiar with?
We are still feeling this because each day when any of my bus drivers goes to work, we come back home with sweets from people from Lithuania. We are being given sweets all the
Mm.
time.
Really? So it's really good,
Yeah,
so
all the time we get people coming to us with so many gifts.
nice. I think your thoughts about Lithuanian people are not so very bad. Yeah, maybe we are
No,
Lithuanian thinking that they're very conservative, but maybe they are not. Yeah.
that's what we thought earlier, but when we got here, the perception is way wrong. And especially the aged people has been very, very grateful to us.
Great. So still, you're coming from different part of the world, and I just want to ask you: Have you noticed, I think you have, of course, some cultural differences, that took some time getting used to, and maybe have you got to change anything about yourself or to fit into it, or is just usual business as it's in Africa and again I am.
Yes, there are so many cultural differences we couldn't, and we are still trying to adjust to it. First is the food. I like the pig. I like the pig soup, but I still miss my
No,
home food, and which is very difficult to come by the home food here. So we are making use of what we have here. So we are not that type that we like potatoes. We are not that type that we like chicken. But when we get here, this is the only option we have, so we are making use of it.
and if talk about cultural things, have you seen any difference, in behaviors from other people's, or from Lithuanians, or maybe you need to do something different here compared to Ghana, yeah?
Yeah, about culture, yes, our culture is different. It's much different from the culture we have, the Lithuanians have here, and we sometimes come out to watch them, especially the Kobo, Venionica, and all these cultures they have. We only come out and we see them celebrate and we watch them. But our part of the world, the culture we have is much different than what they do here.
But
Just
this
like
but this was a big problem, yeah,
it,
to adjust, or
yes, it was a
to,
big,
to keep.
yeah, it was a big problem to keep up, but we are determined, so we are just doing what we have to do.
Okay. Good. And Mohammed, I know that there's a new regulation here in Lithuania. I think, if I remember correctly, it's from this year only. That you are expected to speak Lithuanian, yeah, at work. Maybe not expected, but you need to have this exam passed of Lithuanian. Basic knowledge. And Lithuanian is not an very easy language. So how's your Lithuanian coming along? So.
We when we came in, we started learning. We had teachers coming in to teach us so that we could speak and pass, so that we can have certificates to be able to work. And so far, I would say we've already had people passing some of the exams. So we are looking for others to also come out by passing. And some of us have already passed, and they are doing very well for themselves.
So, do you know some words in Lithuanian already?
Yeah, I know some words, and actually, I have also written my exams and I have passed.
Nice. So, but have you tried talking, in Lithuanian? And maybe if you did, have you, seen situations, which your language, led to, misunderstandings or, something like that?
It's difficult because most of the times when you go out to the streets, you hardly get people to talk to them. So what we do is, if I want to talk to someone, then I go to the market where I need to buy something. Then I can have an interaction, and it becomes fun because we are trying so hard to learn. And the Lithuanians are when it comes to their language, they are very reserved. No matter what you speak, they still want to speak Lithuanian with you. So it's really helping us in this way.
Okay. So yeah, so language is still a big barrier, yes, for foreigners.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mohammed, let's be honest. There's a lot of talk here in Lithuania about drivers. That they are treated not so very well. That the conditions here in Lithuania are quite bad. So what do you think from this? From inside. Are the drivers really treated? Not very good. Or maybe do you see any difference between what's promised and what's actually happens?
Okay. Before we left Ghana, we were promised luxury, and we wouldn't say we are getting 100% of it, but Honestly, we are getting about 75%, which I think is good because we still need improvements to get the 25 to add to it. So the management of my company is really doing the best to make sure we have a really good life and have everything on the platter for us.
Okay, but so you're saying that I think the agency in Ghana is taking some percentage of your, yeah, so not Lithuanian companies, yeah.
No, not Lithuanian company. It's just the agency from Ghana, and
Hmm.
this is what we signed in Ghana, and this is what we are living up to. But
Good,
so even when they take their percentage from what we are working for, we still have a little over enough. We still have enough to go around with it.
great. So, and talk about management. You already said that management is good. So, is it where is better? Is it in Africa or on here in Ghana or here in Lithuania where management is better?
Ah, the management in Lithuania is very, very good. Um, Management in my country is good, but not as good as Lithuania.
What are the differences?
Um, the differences is mostly the salary.
Okay,
Mostly is the salary. If we could have um, quite closer to what we are getting in Lithuania, I know most of us will stay back home and work, where we can have our kids all the time, we can have our family around us all the time. But because we are not getting half of what we are getting here, we choose to be here so that we can take good care of our children back home.
okay. So from what I understand, of course, the salary is the biggest thing, and talking about management, it's also good. But if you had the same possibilities in Ghana, you would stay in Ghana. Yeah,
We will stay back home in Ghana.
good. So good, time flies. Mohammed, thanks. And just to wrap up, so what do you love and what do you struggle here in most living in Lithuania? And the second part of the question, would you recommend this path to a friend, from Ghana coming here to Lithuania?
Yeah, from okay, let's start with the first one, which is what am I struggling with? I am struggling to get used to Lithuanian food. Yeah, this is a great struggle because it's really difficult to adjust where we have very heavy feast in Ghana and Lithuanians don't eat so much. And it's really we are getting used to it. And what I like so much about this place is the people, the weather. This are so two great things that I think uh, it keeps me going on all the time because we get burned by the sun all the time, and when we are here, the weather is so good for us. It's not so good, but it's good because we don't get to see the sun more often.
Good.
And for me to recommend someone from Ghana to Lithuania, yes, I would always recommend someone from Ghana to Lithuania because if the opportunity, uh, my management, my company, which is Transservice, is given to Ghanaians, if all companies in Lithuania would just take maybe 20 people from Ghana to come work in Lithuania, it will really help reduce the poverty rate in Ghana, and it will really help great family, and it will put a lot of smiles in the faces of people around my country. So I would always recommend, and I hope your podcast will go very far to get other companies coming in to get people to come and work. And we have very good drivers waiting in Ghana to come work for any other company, whether truck or bus.
Good. So I think many will listen to this, and I think you never knows, and who knows, maybe this trend will be supported by other companies. And by the way, if the only reason here is, only struggle is the food, so there's a great business idea for you, when more companies from from more people from Africa will come here, just to have some local gain and local food stores here. Yeah.
It will be already there's a local food here, but mostly we don't, because of the work schedule, we don't get time in the afternoon to go there to eat. But if I know when time comes and there are so many people from Africa, then there will be more restaurants for Africans where we can have our local food at all times.
Good. So, Mohammed, thank you for sharing your journey so openly. So, and with honestly courage, and valuable perspective. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in for the Voice of Logistics Planet podcast. If you found this episode insightful, please subscribe, share, and share it with your network. Yeah. So thank you, and thank you once again, Mohammed, and all of
So
you. See you next time. Bye bye.